Hi everybody, it's Emily. Today I have a bit of a different video. I'm going to be touring my old island. So for those of you who don't have me on Instagram, my Instagram is @crossing_falls, by the way, in case you're interested. The link is in my description. But for those of you who didn't have me on Instagram, my old switch that I used to create my first island, which was called Usambara, unfortunately broke. And so I had to kind of get rid of it, and at the time you couldn't transfer your data from one island to the other switch, so I did have to restart, which was really sad just because I was getting into creating this island, and unfortunately I had to restart. But luckily I do have a dream address for it. I will put the information in the description in case you're interested in actually touring this island or having a look at it for yourself. But I'm going to be visiting that dream address because even if your island is gone, I can still go and look at it and see how it used to be and just show it to you because I'm really proud of this island. So here I am. You'll see this was recorded in summer when I kind of downloaded that first dream address, and of course it hasn't changed. Here is my entrance, and let me show you my map. There's a lot of water terraforming, and I think the map looks really gorgeous because all of my pathing is kind of scattered around and it shows up, and I just think that looks so adorable. And the villagers were Tangy, Marshall, Sly, who was my favourite, Celia, who I also love a lot, Judy, Goldie, Bruce, Stitches, Marina, and Van Cat, who was only on the island because I was missing one of the reactions that she can give you. But the rest of the villagers I all picked myself and were kind of my favourites. They were very much my dreamies. You know, I didn't really worry about what their houses looked like. So this sign that says welcome to Usambara, I actually made myself and I was so pleased with it. And I did have quite a close resident services, which is why I used the cliffing there. I just love this island. It is kind of my own little baby and my project that I'm so pleased with. A tiny play park right by the plaza. I just think it's such a cute island. I really like this as well because I never got too interested in what theme I was. I just made what I wanted to, so there's a lot of different things on this island. Right here I have scattered papers because I love Hamilton the musical. So this is me making the Reynolds pamphlet scene, if you've seen it. And then up here is my take on Hamilton coming to America. I have some graves for his mother and his cousin who kind of pass away at the beginning, and then a place for him to study. And this huge terraforming I did, it has the Statue of Liberty on top. It's getting cut off by the screen a little bit, which is a shame, but if you climb up there you can see it and it's so pretty. No, I don't think I can show you the whole image of it, but it looks really nice. Over the bridge, and I have my teddy bear picnic. So super cute. Some little pandas and bears, and you can jump straight across. And there's Goldie. And I have a tiny farm right in here, which is very cottagecore. Super sweet. My campsite was always one of my favourite areas. It's quite simple, but just that silo on top and being right next to a farm, I think it looked so cute. And on this bit of land, I'm not quite sure what I wanted it to end up as being because I never really developed it further, but it was supposed to be just little bits of water that you could hop across, and I used the weeds right there to make a pond for my duck. Over here by Sly's house, I have the photos of all of my old villagers. Whenever I got their photos, I would put them on here before I let them move out. And Sly, as I say, he was my favourite, so he never was allowed to move out because I just loved him. And I actually see my old character. She says Jambo Bwana, which is a greeting in Swahili because both of my island names are Swahili. If you don't know, Daraquai and Usambara are locations in Swahili where I went to whilst I was doing some project work in 2019, and that's kind of where I named my islands after. And let me show you my house. I have this really big communal area with coloured sofas, and I tried to keep to this yellow theme. The stuff dropped on the floor is just because I think I just had spare DIYs, and this was the only room in my house that I ended up decorating, but I'm so pleased with it. The stars on the wall look so cute. I just think all of the colours work really nicely. Over here are some cliffs, and this was where I used to come and stand if ever I had a meteor shower or shooting stars. It was just a nice place to stand up there. And I have Brewster. I made him a little fairy cafe using some of the mermaid furniture, and unfortunately no Brewster ever got to sit there. I would have liked to add him, like the real Brewster, if I ever would have added him to the game. Here's my rock garden. Making it took me forever, but I'm pleased with it. And I think I can jump from the rock garden over. Maybe not. Okay, so you can jump right there. I'm guessing you can't jump from this weird part there, and I didn't know where I thought you could. But it's just the beginnings of my market. So up there you've got the fortune cookies that you can go and purchase. And if we head back down, you can come and see the market from the ground floor. I really like this. I like the sitting area and the green mums. There's a fortune tellers up on the back cliff, a record shop and some cuddly toy shops. Just a lot of fun, and if you look at the pathing, you can see how I've done it with all these different blocks of colour, and I think that's really cute. Over here on my beach, I've got just a relaxing area with some beds, some shoes, a coconut drink if you're interested. And this is Bruce and Kat's house, and they kind of look over the farm, which is why there's a silo there. And I forgot to show you this part of my Hamilton area, but in the musical they have this piece that they go and stand up on, which is why I kind of put the fencing like that to show that balcony that they stand on. And I've got the Schuyler sisters and just the other kind of jackets, pretty sweet looking. Over here is my tiny campsite, very serene, I like it a lot. And then I have a pottery area, which is so cute, and it kind of ties right into this picnic blanket that I placed down. And it's actually such a funny memory that I have a cushion here because I wanted to be able to sit at my picnic, whereas now we actually have these reactions that allow us to sit down. So I just think that's a really nice kind of time stamp in the game to show how when I first made this I had to have a cushion so that I could sit down, and now if I was making a picnic like this nowadays I wouldn't have to do that. Here is my tiny post office. I used my mailbox, and when I used to get post it would look so good because it would flash it up and it kind of made the post office come to life. Here is a tiny sitting area, and then if I come down I have my artist's walkway. So I have some statues and then all of these paintings. I'm pretty sure most of these are fake, but that's okay. I just wanted to have them as a place that you could sit and work on. And right there was Celia and Goldie's house, and they really like reading because they're normal villagers, and that's why the library goes right behind their house. So super cute. I don't want to talk myself up because I know that this is my own island, but I just love it. If you come up here is Nook's Cranny, and that bench was always so nice because if I let my friends come and shop on my island, I could kind of sit on the bench and wait for them so that I wasn't having to follow them into the shop, which can be a bit awkward. And I would just sit on the bench so that afterwards we could always play together. I love it. Here's my Able sisters, and I've used some mannequins with some designs on them, and I used to wear those outfits a lot. And of course Judy's house has to be right by the shops because she is my snooty villager, so she used to like going shopping a lot. Up here, one of my favourite areas as well is the surfboard rental. And I actually remember when I posted this on Instagram, I edited a dolphin on there and I turned it into a dolphin wetsuit place, and I just thought that was so funny. It's not the type of thing I would probably even think of now, which is actually why I think I'm always sad when I think of how I lost this island, because I love it and I think some of the ideas I had were really funny and just interesting. Whereas now that I stick to one theme specifically, sometimes I don't get to play around with these as much, so maybe that's something I can work to bring back because I do like it. Here's another pottery area, and then I have my Stonehenge, which I love. I actually live relatively near to Stonehenge. And then I have these fairy cliffs. so cute. These actually took me such a long time to make for trying to figure out how exactly to place the water, but I think it looks very good. And if we jump across over here, I have a more tropical area because this cliff kind of lines up with a beach. So there's a smoothie stand, and also I used for wedding furniture to kind of create this seated restaurant with more surfboards. And I do have a fruit orchard. I remember being so keen to get every single type of fruit on my island. Plus I used to gift my villagers fruit, so that was always a good idea to have lots of trees. I never really decorated those houses up there, unfortunately. And here I have some of the pirate furniture, which is guarding Red's beach. If we come down, you can see I never put too much there. It's quite simple, but I still think it's very cute looking. Okay, and the final part which I have decorated to show you is my museum. There's lots of lights around, including lights on top of the frozen pillars, and so at night time this just shone and looked so gorgeous. I really like having the frozen furniture there, and I think it makes the museum look really magical and pretty, and I certainly know if Celeste was working in the museum she would love that decoration. And I'm just going to check my map again to make sure I haven't missed anywhere, because this was not a completed island. It was just, I got this far and then when my switch broke I kind of had to leave it, unfortunately. But no, I don't believe I've missed anywhere. So with that, I would just like to thank you all for watching. If you liked this island and you want me to do more things like this and kind of go back to not sticking to a strict theme, or maybe you actually really prefer how I've been doing this rainforest theme on my new island, you can always let me know which way you prefer. But I still love my new island. I don't want to sound like I hate my new island. I just was always so pleased with how Yusimbara, which is this island, turned out, and I'm just really pleased with it. So I hope you all enjoyed watching and getting to see what I made kind of closer to the beginning of the game, whereas now I'm doing this after the game's been out for a whole year. So this was made when the game first came out in that first lockdown. So I really hope you've enjoyed watching. Please don't forget to leave me a like and a comment on this video, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can see what I do next. See you all later. Bye!